All right, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Copy Corner with your two hosts, Terry Schilling.
And Dan Marzullo.
Yes, it is our little corner of the internet where we like to share copywriting tips, digital marketing tips, and freelance tips for all the freelance writers out there to help grow a business that you love and help service others with great copy, right? I think I mastered that little intro there. Maybe I'll have to reread that and make sure that I include this every time, Dan.
Yeah,
it always changes a little bit.
Gets better every time, Terry.
We're
honing that in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everybody, thank you for listening today. We have a very important topic today. As always, we only highlight the important topics when it comes to copywriting. But today, Dan, we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of cold email pitching. Because, Dan, as established freelancers and business owners, we've done our fair share of cold email pitches to get work. But now we have also been fortunate to have writers reach out to us about working for us or if we have any work for them. So we've seen the good and the bad.
Absolutely, Terry. Or even outside of writing too, right? Other businesses that do something
That's true. Yeah.
Want to offer us something, we'll get those pitch emails for sure.
Yeah. So we want to cover some of those do's and don'ts, what to avoid, but also what you should absolutely include to make sure that your email doesn't get immediately thrown into that trash folder, because then, you're screwed once that happens, obviously. But Dan, I'll let you go ahead and start on some of the things that we should definitely include in a cold email pitch.
Absolutely, Terry. And I think, right off the bat, right before we dive into these, it's important to note that clearly, if you're going to put this work into an email pitch, it's got to be targeted to the right people, right? I know that we were talking about this earlier and me and you both had this happen, but, we'll get an email from somebody that's like, offering something that has nothing to do with our business is, it's not even relevant at all. So do your research and make sure that the people that you are approaching is the right, target audience for you. But I guess my first biggest don't for this list is don't send this 12 paragraph essay on everything you do and, breaking down all your services. Like that's going to go right in the trash. It's like short, simple, to the point, and how can we help you? It's geared towards them from the beginning. And then if they're interested, that's when you kind of take that conversation and, hey, here's, how we're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. But, short, sweet, to the point. The shorter, the better. That's my best tip for this one, I think. Yeah,
absolutely, Dan. It's really the tale of every email, like what's in it for the reader. Really think about that when you're pitching to somebody. Because like you said, I've gotten LinkedIn messages, because that's really technically like cold email pitching as well nowadays. It's like the future of it. But then also just get emails from businesses like, oh, I've seen your profile. We'd love to help you out with digital marketing efforts, social media. And it's like, or like, I see that you're a former athlete. I've gotten before. I'm like, okay, clearly you have not done your research, because they may have seen like I worked for a certain company maybe in the past. But you said it. The do's is focus on something specific that the customer or that your client, has done. So like if you're reaching out to Dan or I and you've seen one of our Copy Corner videos, it would be really smart of you to be like, hey guys, I saw your video about the cold email pitch do's and don'ts. I really like that. And I see that you guys are freelance writers. It would be great, to potentially work for you, with my background. And even if you say with my background, link that to a portfolio. I feel like the biggest do in this situation is to highlight your work and show that you can back up what you say that you can do. Like if you're messaging us or a prospect on LinkedIn or via email, make sure that you have a link to some work. Otherwise, they're just going to be like, why should I hire you if you're just asking for help? Let us know what you can do. So then at least I can see if it's good, or they can see that that you can do what you say you're going to do. And then we can keep that for future reference.
Definitely. Yeah. And kind of playing off what you said, Terry, if you can kind of, pick something out that you see, oh, wow, we could really help with this, or, here's an area that could be value. It's like, hey, in that email, notice this, whatever, here's kind of what we'd like to do. We saw that this needs improvement or whatever. Just kind of give them some, not just, oh, hey, I do blogging. You need a blog post. It's like, oh, hey, I found a reason that, it's more that consultative approach of here's how we can help you. Notice you need this, blah, blah, blah. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you see an article that was from 2017, that's still relevant today, you could reach out to them and be like, hey, I saw your article. It's really good. I feel like we can update that to 2020 and some recent events, or make it more, modern at this time, more relative or relevant. And then, reach out to them and just be like, yeah, hey, I could do this. I can help you with this. Let me know if there's a time where we can speak. Again, you made a great point. what's in it for them, and let them know that you can point out something about their website that you feel like you can help improve.
Right.
And then another do that I recommend is, if you're feeling up for it, is to create a short video pitch as well. Whether it's, you can do a free link to Vimeo or a Google Drive or a YouTube video with set it to private, so it's just for them. Do like a 2-3 minute video about yourself, about what you can help them with. I think that will be able to, obviously they get to see your face, see your mannerisms, see a little bit of your personality. I think you'll definitely have an advantage if you do that. Something that I've done in the past. It's actually worked out for me too.
Yeah, no, that's good, Terry. Yeah, the more personal, the better, right? And some people go as far as, like, if you're an SEO or whatever, you'll put together like a website audit, right? And then you'll film that video of you walking through the audit saying, hey, here's what we found we can fix and help with. And I've seen people have a lot of success with that. And then you're sending that email and it's, whoa, like, cool. We need to fix all these tweaks. Let's hire this guy to do that, right?
Yeah, there's so many tools out there like Loom or Cloud App where you can do a quick screen recording and point something out as well. That's another great tool that you can use to have them see the visuals. Something that that obviously won't be as impactful as just in text, but if you can do a quick screen recording, that's great. And Cloud App and Loom are free that you can do to get started. So definitely check those out too. Great point, Dan. And then one last don't come off desperate. Just say, I really need work, or like, I'm looking to get more work right now. I'd love to work for you, or I'd love to help you out. Don't do that. Be confident in what you can do. Just be like, with my background, and again, link with your background to specific projects, I'm confident that I can help communicate your message or help you improve X, Y, Z. Be confident in your background and your skill set. And don't come off desperate like you're just some scrappy freelancer who needs money, because then they're going to think that they can hire you super cheap, and then it just might not be a project worth your time at all. But be confident in yourself and your abilities as well.
Yeah, that's huge, Terry. I see that all the time on LinkedIn. There's always writers that are just kind of putting these statuses, that's like the kind of desperate call for work. And like you said, then you give the client the leverage of, well, he needs work. So, whatever, he'll take whatever we offer in terms of pay. And then you're kind of not positioning yourself as that exclusive high profile writer that, they need, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, to recap, for the cold email pitch do's and don'ts, make sure that you do include something about what's in it for the client, how you can help them. Don't just come in and be like, hey, I'm a freelance writer and I think I can help you. Be specific about what you can do for them. Include a link to your portfolio, some at least relevant work samples, or link them to a website that you wrote copy for, or one of your designs, so they can actually see that that you can prove that you can do what you say you're going to do. Record a video would be a good do, for sure. I think that could really help set your chances really high to get a reply back and some potential work, right? And then the last one is, don't sound desperate. Be confident in your skill set. And if you're curious about research, go on social media and follow that client and see some of the content that created and learn more about them. You don't have to spend hours, spend like 15, 20 minutes. That's really it. It's all you need to do to kind of get some research for them too.
Yep. Yeah, start implementing those tips. Keep it short. And I think, writers, we've got that unique advantage. We can come up with really creative, catchy, cold emails, right? Because that's what you do versus somebody that's maybe not in the industry. So have fun with it and, grab their attention.
Absolutely. Showcase your personality with it too. They'd rather prefer that than something robotic. Absolutely.
Right.
Great point, Dan. Well, all right, everybody. Well, that is our episode for today. The cold email pitch do's and don'ts. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys are listening on the podcast, please be sure to rate and review. Leave us some reviews. We'll give you a shout out on the podcast or on the next episode when we do this. And follow, Dan and I across social media. You can look us up, more Copy Corner videos on YouTube. I got my Facebook Copy Co-op group. Dan, anything else?
Nah, just check us out wherever you're at, and we'll looking forward to networking with you on there.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, again, thanks for listening. Love what you do. Proceed with passion. We'll see you on the next episode of the Copy Corner. There we go. Sweet.